good morning, my dear friends. Getting ready to set up for the morning briefing. Let's run down here and check out what the ocean looks like in this foggy, really foggy conditions here this morning in Southern California. It's absolutely beautiful. However, we've got so much to cover with you. We've got some outstanding Baja coverage. We're going to show you some great wahoo, dorado, and yellowfin tuna fishing that's been going on. Our bluefin tuna bite. Is it on here in Southern California again? It kind of dipped on us. Looks like it's roaring back. Once again, we're going to cover all the island surf fishing and so much more as we get ready to set up for the morning briefing. Let me poke my little toes in the water and give you my impression of water temperature. It's not too bad. I don't know, probably about 66 degrees if I had to guess. Hey, good morning, everybody. Time to set up for the morning briefing. It's coming up next. Before we get rolling here, it would mean the world to us if you go to embroiderycreations.net and order a Friedman Adventures hat this morning. It keeps everything moving along here so that we can provide you with excellent content on a regular basis. Go to embroiderycreations.net right now and get a couple of hats and help the Friedman Adventures cause.
Wait a minute. Wait, wind it up a little bit. Don't gap it. No! Okay.
You gonna grab it back?
Don't lose the gap, puto.
One more circle. Oh, you got it. Press your life alert and the nurse will come help you.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California on this foggy morning. A little bit chilly down here, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And man, we've got so much to talk to you about. We're going to talk about Dorado and La Paz, some outstanding fishing for private boaters out of Bahia Magdalena. Long-range fishing is awesome. And our bluefin tuna bite, is it continuing to bite? You know, it took a little dip on us, but it looks like it's come roaring back. And also right now, just dropped moments ago our Apollo video. Wide open bluefin tuna fishing on our most recent Friedman Adventures trip on board the Apollo out of C4 Sport Fishing. You'll get tackle tips. You'll see the furious action. You'll see all the fun we had, and you'll meet Captain Jeff Jessup right now. The Apollo right here on Friedman Adventures. Something you're definitely going to want to check out. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button. It means the world to us. Also, share these videos with a friend. And if you would subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel, it would mean the world to us. Tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. Don't forget to get some Friedman Adventures merchandise right now. You can pick up a hat or a shirt, and that really helps us to produce more content here. We need your help. So make sure you do that right now. Get a Friedman Adventures hat and get out there and spread the good word about all the great stuff that we're doing. Speaking of that, Florida content coming your way. Really soon. We'll have that for you also. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Nothing like a cup of hot coffee early in the morning. It's a beautiful morning here. I know you think I'm crazy. It's foggy and a little bit chilly, but I feel really blessed to be standing here. Lots of people out already taking a walk up and down the beach, and I also have seen some surf fishermen. There's Lupe, as a matter of fact. She's going by right now. She goes up and down the beach and beach combs and enjoys this beautiful blessing that we all have here in Southern California and around the world. There's other places like down in Mexico, over in the Philippines, or, you know, in Costa Rica, all around this glorious world where you are watching Friedman Adventures. Man, we cannot thank you enough, and I highly recommend you check out that Apollo video. You're going to kick back for about an hour and a half and enjoy the action and learn about the bite and find out what you're going to need to be successful if you're headed out here in the next couple of days for sure. All right, let's jump into it with you all because we have got a lot to cover. We'll start with Baja California. My good friend Ray Millman is down in La Paz where they've got gorgeous warm weather and flat calm seas. And man, that Dorado bite has been really, really good down there. Ray with some nice Dorado. He's out again here right now this morning trying to catch some more flatheads or maybe even something else. So nice going down there in La Paz. Our good friend Jens Meyerhoff. Jens is up in Santa Cruz lots of the time in Northern California catching big bluefin tuna and albacore. But Jens said, I'm going to fly down to Bahia Magdalena, Mag Bay. And there's an area called the Ridge, which is fished by the San Diego Long Range Fleet. Guys that are on 8-10 day trips go down to the Ridge. Anyway, Jens is out there and he said it is absolutely full speed yellowfin tuna. That's a gorgeous photo, a beautiful fish. Nice going, Jens. Really outstanding action. Long range boys are down there. We'll get into that in a moment also, but we might as well bring it up closer to SoCal, but still in Mexico on the Baja Peninsula. And we're talking about Ensenada now, 70 miles down the Baja Peninsula. It's a lovely drive, by the way, to get down there. And it's mostly rockfish right now, but offshore you can encounter an occasional yellowfin tuna. Not all that many. It's been a bust on the YFT this year for not only northern Baja, but SoCal also. There's been some fish caught, but no big numbers and absolutely no consistency. Also, an occasional bluefin tuna and also some yellowtail that continue to zoom around inside the bay. Like 15 minutes after you depart, you're looking at yellowtail on some days. And then if you go south down around Santo Tomas, for most of the guys, that's going to be an hour plus ride to get down there. You're seeing some yellows and even a couple of barracuda down there. But predominantly, what is going on in Ensenada right now is some really good rock fishing, lings and bocaccio and reds and so much more. And you get to experience hospitality when you're down there. So all good stuff going on down there in Baja California. Hopefully that is all going to continue. While we're in Baja, let's talk long range right now. And let's talk the Independence out of Point Loma sport fishing, currently on a 10-day trip, putting the wood to the yellowfin tuna again yesterday. A lot of that 30 to 75 pound class, a lot of fish in the 30 to 50 pound range. Really nice grade of yellowfin tuna and absolutely all you want. Tremendous fishing on board the Independence. A lot of catching and releasing going on. They have had copious amounts of yellowfin tuna this morning. They're trying to get on the yellowtail and or wahoo. And wahoo fishing has been spectacular on these 8, 9, 10-day trips out of San Diego. It's been a remarkable year for the long-range fleet out of San Diego. And the Royal Polaris exemplifies that with a tremendous day of wahoo fishing yesterday, off the hook, wahoo fishing with 111 wahoo yesterday on the RP, the Independence rolling up on that fish at Alijos Rocks. It has been stupendous. Can't get much better than it is right now. So the long range scene in general is spectacular right now with that yellowfin, with that wahoo, with some pretty good hits on the yellowtail. And sometimes they'll go into the Baja Coast and pick off more yellowtail, calico bass, sheephead, rockfish, that kind of stuff. Other times they'll finish up their trip by going out here to Tanner, Cortez Bank, off the coast of Southern California, or even up west of San Clemente Island, where that bluefin tuna is back on the bite again. I'm going to have more on that in a moment. Tax problems? Call Tim Marquez. He's the tax man. Yeah, great white sharks? No, it's not the tax man. Tim Marquez is the tax man. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to call John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Two fine, upstanding men that'll take really good care of you. Let's talk bluefin tuna because it is on the bite, and we have several sources who've been talking to us. Man, I'll tell you, that fish yesterday went full speed, limits for most everybody out there. And again, yesterday, tremendous fishing on the bluefin tuna. Guys are already seeing it this morning, and it's already starting to bite. Jolene Thompson, one of the finest human beings to walk the face of the earth, and a great lady angler. She was on the Danny Cadota show at our home base, 22nd Street Landing in St. Peter. Just returning from a fabulous day and a half trip on board the Freedom. They are backing in as we speak right now. Great fishing on 15 to 40 pound bluefin tuna. Jolene said it was fabulous. She said the crew on the Freedom did a magnificent job. Everybody got a shot at these fish, and they also topped out with some great rock fishing. Jolene said it was a trip to remember, no question about it. The Thunderbird out of Davies Locker, Newport Beach, California, having a lot of fun and catching a ton of bluefin tuna. Nice going there. New Low and Joe Giddings, Sam De La Torre from Island Fishing Tackle and Tackle Shop Confessions were on board that one. Limits of bluefin tuna on the New Low and fabulous fishing. Fishing the 15 to 40 pound class, a lot of it like that. But they also had fish up to 120 pounds, not a lot. And not many of those smaller fish, mostly, I want to say 40, 50 pound fish, beautiful grade of bluefin tuna. A nice hit on the New Low end. Darren Dohe from 310 Rod Works with a nice fish on the iron. Way to go, Darren, we're loving that. The Highliner, Jason Zenner running the boat on a day and a half trip. Limits of bluefin tuna out of San Diego. We talk a lot with Max from the Highliner. He's trout fishing today at Lake Pyramid. Max, where's my trout photo, man? I want to see you with a nice big trout. Apollo 20 anglers, C4 sport fishing, 55 bluefin tuna. It's on, it's biting, and hopefully it's going to continue for a few more days because I'm on the Amigo Sunday night out of 22nd Street Landing. Dan Lightfoot, Michael Limon on board the Highliner Friday night. So we got our fingers crossed it's going to keep going. Polaris Supreme on a 3-day, 128 on the bluefin tuna. Tremendous fishing going on right now. Sometimes you get into that plunker kind of bite and you have better be fishing the 25 pound fluorocarbon. Other times you can bump up to 30, and still other times it goes pretty full speed. You can go to 40, even heavier than that. As always, the common denominator to getting a bite is going to be choosing a really good hot bait. That makes all the difference in the world to your success with that fluorocarbon. And most of the time you're going to fish a smaller circle hook, like a number 4 circle hook. Sometimes you can bump it up from there. Again, it depends on the ferocity, the intensity of the bite. If it's going through the roof and everybody is getting bit, you better go to the 40 and a big hook ASAP. It makes so much of a difference to do all those little things right. And by being observant and watching what's going on around you, sometimes things change. What I'm telling you today may change tomorrow. First of all, make friends with a crew member. Check out what they have to tell you. They are going to guide you in the right direction. Secondly, be observant. Watch and see what's going on. Ask the angler who's got 4 fish on the boat. Ask him what he's doing. And I'll tell you, that'll make all the difference in the world to you. Like John Garma. John Garma was out. He was born last month, September 27th. He went on, I think it was 4 trips. He was on our Apollo trip. He was high stick on that boat with like a dozen bluefin tuna. Then he went on the Liberty, and he had another day where he was the high stick on that boat. Then he was on the Pride. Anyway, on all the trips that John Garma was on, he ended up with, you guessed it, 27 bluefin tuna, the same as his birthday. I don't know how you can beat it. John's a great friend, a great angler. Thanks for sharing that, John. That is really great stuff. So our bluefin tuna bite can't get much better. Now, some of the local boats that run out of San Diego, and I'm talking boats that leave in the morning, come back in the afternoon, have been offshore scouring around, and I'll talk about the islands, Coronado's in a second, but offshore, the San Diego covered miles and miles and miles of water yesterday for only 2 yellowfin tuna for 30 guys. But man, did they work their tails off. In fact, they work harder on days like that than they do when the fish are biting wide open, because you have kind of that pressure on your shoulders that whole trip. You're burning fuel. You're looking around. You want your passengers to catch fish. You're burning your eyes out with the gyros, and that makes for a very tough day. But hats off to the guys and gals on board the San Diego for getting out and taking a look around. As I said, that yellowfin tuna just not coming together this year. Not much on the bluefin tuna offshore for the boats that leave in the morning and come back that same afternoon. All right, let's talk the Coronado Islands, where we finished up a spectacular year at the islands. This year was as good as it could get on the yellowtail. I mean, there was a stretch there where it was 100 plus yellowtail per boat per day out of San Diego. But the water temperatures have plummeted, perhaps a byproduct of the La Nina, which is going to usher in much cooler water, and that bite is just about over with for the time being. It can come back. We'll see if we get a change in the oceanography and the water warms up, or we get into that kind of cold water, yo-yo, iron deep, yellowtail type fishing. You know, don't give up the ship here right now, but a lot of rockfish at the islands right now. Few yellowtail from time to time, even a bluefin tuna mixed up with it, but overall, pretty slow on the surface action right now. And, you know, that's why the San Diego went offshore and tried to find some more tuna to catch. And so that bite is pretty slow. If you're fishing the Coronado Islands, remember, you will need a passport to do that, so keep that in mind. San Clemente Island, not bad on the Fury. I think they had 17 yellowtail. Yep, 17 forkies, and also some pretty fair calico bass fishing. Rockfish to go along with that. Nothing wrong with that. Remember, now the regs have switched, so you have to fish deep water cod, which I absolutely love. 300 feet or better. That is where you're going to catch those big monster fish. Keep that in mind. Guys are fishing that deep water cod, coming up with giant reds and bocaccio and so much more. Catalina Island, same kind of a situation. There's a little bit of bonita, an occasional yellowtail, one or two barracuda here and there, a couple of calico bass, but mostly rockfish going on at beautiful Catalina Island right now, providing you with excellent table fare in that deep water. Man, we had a trip on the El Patron off the west end of Catalina Island where we were catching giant rockfish. Awesome, beautiful big fish. I mean, a couple fish, and you got fish tacos for about 12 people. It's really fun fishing that deep water. The El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, making regular trips 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. to beautiful Catalina Island to get on the El Patron. And who wouldn't want to do that? Fast, speedy boat, great galley, great crew. You can do that by going to www.longbeachsportfishing.org and get on the El Patron. Taking a look up there in the Channel Islands. We're excited up there because it's going to be that deep water cod fishing from here on out. And let me tell you, the Island Spirit, we fished with them on one of those deep water cod trips, and same thing, we had a bocaccio that was 13.5 pounds. They don't get a whole lot bigger than that. That is one big salmon grouper. Beautiful fish. And we caught all kinds of other big quality fish. And the Island Spirit's going to start running Friday deep water cod trips. You should think about doing that. In fact, when I get back from Florida, I'm going to be in Florida from the middle of October until about the end. Florida content coming soon to each and every one of you. We're going to do a trip up there. I know my friend Doug Till, who's a great Friedman Adventures family member, is really excited about doing that. He's got his Piss and Fun new electric reel ready to go, and so he's excited about it. By the way, his brother Mike is in town from Texas. They dropped by the 22nd Street Landing office the other day. And let me tell you, Mike's done it all. He knows everybody in this industry. Great reminiscing with you, Mike and Doug. Always good to see you, my dear friend. So the Island Spirit's going to be fishing that stuff. Keep that in mind. www.venturasportfishing.com, and also you can give a call at 805-676-3474. I'm going to have Daniel Hottaway on here a little bit later today, and we'll talk about this local bite and see exactly what he has in store for you with this deep water cod fishing. The gentleman, Adrian Arcadia, was out in there hammering away at some shallow water rock fishing, doing pretty good, I should say, fishing some of that whitefish and sheephead and also deep water cod. But Adrian said another great day on board the gentleman out of Cisco's. The general overall view there at the Channel Islands, or in the Channel Islands, or however you want to put it, is mostly rockfish, occasional sea bass and halibut. We'll watch that. You get an influx of squid in there to the Channel Islands, and you never know, we could be back into sea bass and halibut before you know it. Avila Beach Morro Bay, more great rock fishing going on up there. Really great bottom fishing going on. San Francisco, catching giant bluefin tuna about 40 miles offshore from there. That's pretty exceptional fishing going on. And there's plenty of lingcod and some halibut stripers up there also. There's been some outstanding fishing in San Francisco, some place that I have never fished before, and that one of these days I'm going to have to take advantage of. 1/2 and 3/4 day boats from San Diego all the way up here to the LA Orange County area. It's mostly rockfish. Everybody, our bass fishing has slowed up. Cooler water. You get a little pop of bass down there in San Diego for the local boys, but it's sculpin and rockfish. That has been the situation here recently. Now you're fishing that deep water cod, so you have a chance on some of these local boats to catch some real denizens of the deep. No question about that. Down at Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, I believe this month the largest spotted bay bass is going to take home a beautiful custom surf fishing rod, and they are gorgeous. To get in on the contest, you just go down to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach, and you purchase the ruler that you're going to measure your catch with, and then you'll upload those photos and or video to their Instagram page. They've got all the details on the contest, but every single month they're giving away a free custom rod. I don't know how you can beat it. Really great stuff going on. Hey, good morning. How are you? I'm hoping you get a really big fish. Take care, my friend. Another great surf fisherman going by. Never say die, man. Out here in the fog, ready to crank up a big flatfish. At least I'm hoping that's what happens for that fine gentleman right there. So, speaking of surf fishing, thank you very much for that beautiful segue. Up there around the Huntington Beach area, we continue to see some sand crabs around the pier, occasional corvina, some barred perch down there, occasional yellowfin croaker. Also right here, I'm hoping for a big halibut for that man. He's throwing a swim bait. It looks like, or maybe it was a lucky crab lure. Also, we've seen a little bit of yellowfin croaker here. We get a fall bite on the spot fin croaker. They bite the bait really well, and it's a long cast for the most part. It's all bait on those fish, those spot fin croaker. They're not real fond of biting lures. I've snagged them on a lure. I've caught them on a lure, but most of the time it's going to be a worm, sandworm that you can find in the surf, sand crab. Or, as I say, at Big Fish Bait and Tackle, you can load up on everything you're going to need. Don't forget our used tackle drive. All the used tackle you're bringing us is going to the kids of Cedros Island. We deeply appreciate all that you have done. You can drop that tackle off at, of course, Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach. Tim Bellflower at Young's Fishing Tackle. They're doing a great job there. Say hi to those guys. Any of these tackles for Island Fishing Tackle in Carson, California. Sam De La Torre, just back from the new low end. I'm going to try to get Sam on here in a remote also. Up in Ventura, you can go by Ventura Sport Fishing. They're helping out. I mentioned that to Saul. Hey, we're going to take stuff to Mexico. Are you in? He said, I'm more than in, man. Whatever you need, Phil. Thank you, Saul. Appreciate that. Eric's Fishing Tackle. Same thing. All of these guys so generous with taking up space in their place and accumulating this tackle. Appreciate it. Up there also, hook, line, and sinker in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. Tackle Express in Santa Clarita. All these guys shipping in to help us make dreams come true. And we're also not only shipping down tackle to Cedros, but we're shipping down copious amounts of clothing, medical supplies, wheelchairs, crutches, and so much more. We'll be handing that out during the Christmas season this year down in Baja California, Mexico. That has been a labor of love for me for decades, ever since my mom and dad kicked me right in the butt and said, you're going to Costa Rica when I was 19 years old, and you're going to go down there and teach kids, and you're not going to make any money, but you're going to learn a lot. In fact, even you might be able to learn a foreign language. They weren't quite that blunt about it, but they should have been, because I was having all kinds of trouble learning Spanish in high school. When I went to Costa Rica, I saw the reason why I needed to learn that language, because I wanted to communicate with kids down there, and I wanted to learn more about the culture. And man, it's led me to a life of so much joy traveling in Latin America, Mexico, and helping our brothers and sisters down there. And I want to emphasize one thing. It's not me so much helping, it's you. You donate the funds we need to send those goods down there. You donate the goods we need. You guys are so wonderful, and I deeply appreciate it. Apollo video is up and rolling right now. Check out the action, learn more about the bite. You'll see it all right now. Don't forget, we need your help. We need you to purchase a Friedman Adventures hat or shirt or both. And if you do that right now, it really helps us to produce more content. I'm thinking we're gonna have more live shows here today. Gonna try to hook up with some of the guys that are catching that bluefin tuna. We'll do that. And also, I'm going to jump up there to the Channel Islands with Daniel Hadaway and see what his plans are on the island trip. Have a great one, everybody. Gorgeous morning. I'm loving it. The sun is trying to break through over here. We'll see if it's able to do that. It sounds like it's going to be really hot inland today, so stay cool or come down here to the beach and take a walk. Take care, my friends, and I hope to see you really, really soon.